Why the Navy and Marine Corps? Why the interest in alternative energy? Why should our military be concerned about this? The answer is pretty straightforward. We buy too much fossil fuels from potentially or actually volatile places on Earth. The Vice President said it this morning. We buy our energy from people who may not be our friends. We would never let the countries that we buy energy from build our ships or our aircraft or our ground vehicles, but we give them a say on whether those ships sail, whether those aircraft fly, whether those ground vehicles operate, because we buy their energy. There are great strategic reasons for moving away from fossil fuels. The main one is the one I just said, where we buy these supplies of fossil fuels. There's also the matter of price shock and supply shock. Every time the cost of a barrel of oil goes up $1, it costs the United States Navy $31 million in extra fuel cost. When the Libya crisis began and the price of oil went up, the Navy faced a fuel bill increase of over $1.5 billion. There are really sound tactical reasons too. Just think of the difficulty of getting a gallon of gasoline to a Marine frontline unit in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. You have to take that gallon of gasoline across one ocean, either the Atlantic or the Pacific, then you take it overland, either north through Pakistan or south through the Northern Distribution Network by convoy, and then either across the Hindu Kush mountain range or across the Amandara River until you reach that forward operating base. And it's costly, but it's costly in more ways than just money. We import gasoline more than anything else, gasoline and water more than anything else into Afghanistan. For every 50 convoys of gasoline that we bring in, we lose a Marine. We lose a Marine killed or wounded. That is too high a price to pay for fuel. So because of those reasons, because of those compelling strategic and tactical reasons, because it is frankly a vulnerability for our military, when you're a military force, you look at vulnerabilities of your actual or potential adversaries. But you better look at your own vulnerabilities as well. And one of our most glaring vulnerabilities is how we get and how we use energy. And it's a vulnerability we have to address. And so because of that, 2 years ago, soon after I became secretary, I came up with 5 goals for the Navy and Marine Corps in terms of energy. The broadest one of which is what Senator Reid talked about, that by no later than 2020, the Navy and Marine Corps, both afloat and ashore, will produce at least half of its energy from non-fossil fuel sources.